Woke up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning again today, and last thing I wanted to do was getting out of my bed today. You know, it's 6:43 a.m. at the moment, and as soon as I opened my eyes, first thing that came to my mind was I have to go for a run, and I have to take a cold shower, and I have to go to work, and I slept only 4 hours. I literally slept only 4 hours. I was like, bro, there's no way I'm gonna do this. Last thing I wanted to do was get out of my bed tonight. But I was like, it doesn't matter, man. That's what you're supposed to do. The uncomfortable actions. That's what you're supposed to take to go to where you want to go. To grow your character, you're supposed to go through discomfort. So I got out of my bed, changed, and took my ginger shot and got out, did my 30 push-ups that I do every morning and I post on my Instagram. And I went on. It felt horrible, bro. If you go for runs, you know what I'm talking about. But especially with -1 degree Celsius outside, the cars around are literally frozen, and all the roads are white. They're not even black. They're literally all white from how cold it was tonight. And I just had to run. I just ran my 3 laps, and man, it was horrible. But I went through it. Once you start, you cannot go back. As much as that mindset wants to hold you back, as bad as it is, once you take the first step, once you start and you get into it, you're not gonna back down. If you really want that shit, once you really get into it, bro, you're not gonna back down. And when I went back home and I opened the water on my shower, bro, it was fucking horrible. I was just staring at the water. I was just staring at it going down, cold as shit. And you wanna know what's crazy? After my run, I wasn't even that sweaty because it was so cold outside. It was so cold outside, it couldn't even get me to sweat after 3 whole laps. But I still took my cold shower. And now that I'm sitting here recording this video, I've already stacked up 3 wins throughout my day. I woke up on my wake up time that I set myself for last night, and I went for the run, I went for the cold shower. As soon as I'm done, I'm gonna head back in. I'm gonna finish my morning routine, which you guys already know. After my morning 30 push-ups, it's normally right afterwards. I don't always go for the runs. This is only on my cardio days. Normally what I do is I wake up at 5:45 a.m. and then I will do 30 push-ups aside, post it on Instagram every day so that I can hold myself accountable and hold you guys accountable. And then I do my meditation, journaling, and I also weigh myself actually first thing in the morning. And right after that, I will drink half liter of water with lemon and pink Himalayan salt water. Right after that, I get into my deep work. So as I was saying, right afterwards, I'll head back in and I'll finish my morning routine. I'll have my first meal of the day, and then I'll head back to work. If you guys know already, for the people that watch me, you've seen me making a video where I said I was fired from my job. Well, this is a new job I'm starting today. And obviously, if you don't know, I'll just link the video here somewhere so you can literally watch the video where I talk about why I got fired. But man, it's so cold this morning, and lately I've been lacking with my wake up. I couldn't wake up for a few days actually. I've for the people that have been watching me for a long time, already that I woke up for like a month in a row at 5:45 a.m. every day. And for the real OGs, this channel has been open for 2 years, and for about a year and a half I've been waking up early, not on and off, but 90% of the time I woke up at 5 a.m. to 5:45 a.m., 6 a.m. Some days I'd wake up at 4:30 a.m. On the days where I really had a lot of shit to get done, I'd wake up even at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. And the reason why it's been on and off, and lately I've seen that I just could not. Sometimes I just end up waking up at 11, which is so bad to me. I've always said everywhere that you must, as a man, wake up early in the morning to get your duties done. Wake up before your enemy, get your shit done, so by the time it's half day, you've already had 2 meals, you've already stacked up 10 different wins, and you've already done like 4 hours worth of work, half week worth of your work, and your day just started. It's so important to wake up early in the morning. But recently I've seen this pattern where for some reason I just couldn't wake up in time. And yes, obviously most of the day it would be the times I'd go to sleep late, and it's extremely rare that I go to sleep late because I was just for no important reasons. Many times it's because I've been working. I was up till night just working on some shit. But here and there, obviously, I do go visit some like family members and so on. Some relatives, and we end up coming back home like at 1 a.m. or so. And I've seen this pattern of me not being able to wake up early in time, and not being able to knock off my morning routine when it's 5:45 a.m. in the morning. It's dark outside, and it was so unusual of me. I was like, what's going on? That's not me at all. I just wake up early in the morning every day. That's what I do. I build discipline. I work my ass off. There's no way I could be waking up this late. And who am I to preach waking up early and going through struggles if I can't even start the day with struggling and waking up early? And soon I've realized it's really how you visualize the night before what happens the next morning. If I was to, each day that I went to sleep at 1 a.m. after coming back to my relatives, and after coming back from my relatives and having had fun, having had some good conversations, and then right after I come back home, I would go to sleep. That's when I'd miss my wake up time. But whenever I would, even if it was 1 a.m. at night, whenever I was in the high flow state where I knew I had to wake up in the morning, and I did not visualize some motivational morning, but I visualized the real shit that I have to go through, just like this morning, that's when I'd wake up early. That's when I'd actually get out of my bed. Whenever I would get into the flow state right before sleeping, I would do my bedtime ritual. I would actually, slowly calm my mind down, slowly calm my environment down before sleeping, which is what I do most of the time when I sleep, unless obviously I go to my relatives. That's just one of the examples. But whenever I go to my relatives and I come back home at 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m., and I just go straight to bed, it's like I don't even know why I'm gonna wake up early. And that's why I end up not waking up early. But the days where, even if it's 1 a.m., but I actually sat there before going to sleep, even if I'm like very tired, I actually sat there and I read the one page, and I've written down my journal. I've written down my little diary plan of what I'm going to do next morning, which is something that you're supposed to do every morning. And I visualize how hard it's gonna be the next morning. I visualize how bad it's gonna feel when I wake up and I barely slept. I've only slept 3 to 4 hours, and it's early in the morning, it's cold, and I have no motivation, but I still need to get off my bed. The days where I visualize that before going to sleep, that's when I actually wake up early, because I woke up prepared for the battle. I woke up prepared for the battles that I have to go through the morning. And I apologize if I keep stuttering over my words, but I never plan these videos. I don't do retakes. I don't script my videos. Every video that you watch me making, after an early morning, after a hard day, I just sit down, open my phone, and just start recording. And it's because I want to be as raw as possible with you guys. And that's why I'm talking to you about this wake-up problem that I had over the last few weeks. It's because I want to be raw, I want to be authentic. I don't want to portray somebody that I'm not. As a man trying to lead, I need to be able to be the one that takes the first step. And if I'm going to document my journey to the top, I must document what I actually do, so that you can actually see what it takes to make it, what it takes to get into the highest version of yourself, what it takes to really stay congruent to the highest version of yourself that you visualize every single day. If I really want to document my journey, I must be fully raw. And I'm always going to talk to you guys about my wins, just like I'm going to always talk to you guys about my biggest my biggest L's, my biggest losses. I must stay authentic, because if I want to show you how it's done, I must do it first. And if I'm gonna slip, my soldiers will fall. So I have no way to slip. I cannot let myself slip. I cannot let myself lose. I might lose, but I'll never, ever, ever quit. I might fail, but I'm gonna get back up and I'm gonna keep going. And if I make it, if I win, then that's good. You've seen how it's done. If I haven't made it yet, just know that you can count on me, bro. Just know that every morning I will still wake up early and I'll keep trying again and again and again. I don't care if I have to crawl, if I have to go homeless, if I have to go to prison to make this shit work. I will do whatever is required to make failure impossible, because I've committed myself to this journey. I've committed myself to wake up at 5:45 a.m. every single morning, to go through my morning routine, to go to the gym and push the heaviest lifts ever until I'm fully red and veins are popping out of my neck, and stay loyal to my diet, eat properly, drink the right amount of water, keep growing my knowledge every day towards business, towards the gym, towards the nutrition, so I can get myself better every day and I can get the people to watch me better every day. This is what I'm here for. Visualize what it's really gonna take before you take hard actions, before you take tough decisions. Don't visualize how you're gonna be motivated, it's gonna be so cool, you're gonna go for the run, you're gonna record yourself and you're gonna show it to others and you're gonna tell everyone that you woke up early. Don't visualize that, brother, because that's how it's gonna feel. That's how the new year, new me people feel. They start on the 1st of the January and by the 7th of the January they've already lost. It's because they visualize the wrong thing. Sure, you might be motivated because you want this shit so bad and you're excited and you cannot wait to go through the pain. But once you wake up, the reality will hit. Once you wake up, you'll see how cold it is outside, how 4 hours of sleep feels, how the second lap that you're running, you're out of breath, you're freezing cold while getting hot at the same time, getting out of your breath, and you want to head back home, you want to sip your water, you want to stop, you want to slow down, but you can't. when you're in front of the cold water and the last thing you want to do is step in there because you might get a cold the next morning, the next day you might be sick, but you just don't give a fuck because you want this shit so bad enough. It's not about optimizing anymore. Oh, this is healthy, I need to sleep 8 hours. Fuck that shit. If you really want this shit badly, you're not gonna care how much you sleep. The only thing you're gonna care is at the end of the day how much progress you've done towards your goals and towards the character that you want to build yourself into. That's the only thing that matters. So what you must visualize is the harsh reality. How badly it's gonna hurt, how painful it's gonna be. But that preparation is what will get you out of the bed. That preparation, that mental readiness when you wake up, knowing that you set yourself the commitment and that you must hold yourself accountable. That's what will get you out of the bed. 7 a.m. I'm gonna head back, have my first meal, and then I will go to work. As I do some work on my way to work, I'll bring my laptop and do some work. So you guys can hear my throat is getting really dry, not only because of how hard I'm putting into my words, but also because it's freezing cold. So I'm gonna head back home, have my first meal as I said, and then I'm gonna go to work. Obviously it was my cardio rest day today, so I'll come back a bit early, do some meal preps for the week, get some work done tonight before I go to bed, also do some groceries for the month, and then finally tomorrow we got arms day. So it's gonna be sick, man. I'm ready. I'm really ready to kill this year. This not some new year new me shit. This some raw reality. I am going to go through the worst pains of my life this year, just so that you guys can watch me really getting there, and I can guide the people that need to be guided to the right path, and I can take the pain so the future me doesn't have to, and he can enjoy some of the wins that I earned myself through the pain in the present. So boys, as usual, keep grinding.